Hello everybody, it's Julie at Quilts Plus, and we are into September. Can you guys believe it? It's been a wonderful summer, and now we are off and running in our September block. And I also wanted to share with you that we are going to be doing, in October time frame, we're going to be doing some Choose Your Projects specifically for you to be able to come in and work on your blocks for the sampler for the block of the month this year. We're also going to be introducing you to the finishing of the quilt, which will be in November. And then in December, you'll be able to pick up your finishing kit, and you'll also be able to pick up your final block. So we'll go through that later, but I wanted you to know we're on the home stretch. Good for you guys for doing this. I know some of you have said to me, I haven't even started, or I've only done a few. And these opportunities are going to come up in October for you to be able to come in and work on these blocks. The classes will be from 11 to 3. I'll be with you. We can hang out, have a good time, and you can get these blocks completed with maybe some help along the way. So I wanted you to be aware of that. Our September block is here, but before we share that with you, I also wanted to show you some of the tools that we have in stock that are back in stock. I know they've been coming in and then you've been getting them and taking them home. So I wanted to show you what we still have, what we have in stock for you, and you're going to want to have these tools even when you're done with the block of the month, because there is going to be one next year. We'll share that with you again as we get closer to the time. But these are tools that you're going to use all the time. So I have over here just a wool pressing mat. This is a nice size pressing mat for you. It's 13.5 inches square. And so it really fits your block well. You can do that. It's great for piecing and ironing. And anytime you use that wool mat, what it does is it just makes everything nice and crisp and sharp. And it's really compared, if I had to pick this over just using an ironing board, I would pick this any day because everything's nice and flat. You don't have issues. Your fabric loves it and your iron loves it. Then we have your iron here. This is that little steam iron. It's called Home and Away Steam Iron, which is a steam fast iron. It works beautiful. You can use it left or right handed. This is $35. And then also look at this. There's a little silicone iron rest that works great for your iron. It's $7. These keep going out of stock, but we have more in stock. So now's the time to grab yours. Along with this little guy. It's a little case that holds your iron, and you can also put your little iron rest in there as well. I believe it's $32, and they come in different colors. Also, of course, I like to use this rotary cutter. It's not terribly expensive. It's lightweight, and it's easy to hold on to. It really is easy to change the blade on it as well. Anytime you have a rotary cutter, you're going to eventually need to change the blade, and this is a quick change rotary cutter, and it just makes life so much easier. And I also know we have these really cute cases for your rotary cutter. I thought I'd just show you something fun too. I mean, these are all fun, but this is actually a fun find. You can get it for your birthday, Christmas. They're just really fun gifts to be able to get and also use at your retreats, things like that, because you know that is your rotary cutter. Then over here, we have two different sizes of rotating mats. So we have the smaller rotating mat. This one is an 8x8, and then we have this one that's a little bit larger. It's a 14x14. You know, I always recommend getting the larger mat just because of the fact you're going to have different size blocks, and once you're going to be trimming up your blocks for the block of the month, this would be a nice size mat to have because you can put the entire block on there, make sure it's trimmed and ready to go, and then you'll be able to put your quilt all together once those blocks are trimmed correctly. So that's $45, and this little tiny mat is $20. So I wanted to share that with you right off the bat so that you knew what we were doing, what we have in store, what we have in stock for you. All right, so let's get started. This is your September block, and it's called Rolling Stone. You can see here you've got two colors today. So you've got the gold and the cream for the gray and gold fabrics. And then for your red, white, and blue, you're going to be doing the navy, and you're going to do the print that has the background that's got the navy background. So with your first block, your block A is going to be the gold, and it's also going to be the navy. And then your block D is going to be the gold, and it's going to be the navy. Don't get confused by that. We want to make sure that you understand where things go. But when you're cutting that first block, I'm going to pop you down here. We're going to look right down here. You're going to cut that first block 3 3/8, and you're going to notice that it looks like some pressing or some creasing has happened here. What you're going to do with this block, because as you look up here, you can see that it looks a little trickier than maybe something that you've done in the past, so we want to keep it simple. A great tip is to fold that into quarters like so, that 3 3/8 inch block. Take your iron and just press that like this, and then you'll open that back up, and you can see there you've got little quadrants there. You've got 4 of them. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get to your next part of this, okay? So now we're going to be cutting for your B, your C, and your E. So you've got B, you've got C, and you've got E. So that's for each one of these. So B, C, and E, you'll be cutting those. And for B, you're going to be cutting 8 2 7/8 inch squares, and you're going to cut those once on the diagonal. So that's going to give you 16. So it's basically these little guys here and here. You'll have 16 of those. And then for C, you're going to, or excuse me, yes, for C, I'm trying to go in order, but I'm also trying to give you instruction at the same time. So I do apologize. I want to keep this simple, but not overcomplicate. So for C, you've got, you're going to be cutting those at 2.5 by 4.5. You're also going to be doing that for D as well. So C and D will be cut the same. C and D will be cut the same on either one of these. Again, these aren't too terribly difficult. It's like putting a rail fence together, but it's this one I really just wanted to focus in on. And then for E, you're going to do a 4.5 inch square for your centers, and you can see how pretty those look. All right, so let's get back to A and let's get back to B so that we can put this block together and keep it as simple as possible. Once you've cut those once on the diagonal, then you're going to be attaching them. And the reason that we did these quadrants is so that you can see exactly where your point needs to be. You're going to line that up exactly on that line so that you've got a perfect center. Then you're going to sew your 1/4 inch. Then you're going to finger press that open on this one, and you'll do the same thing here. So you'll lay this one down, making sure that that point is right in the center. I'm doing the best I can. I don't have my glasses on, so I do apologize. But you can see here you want that to be right on that line so that you're going to have that perfect point. And again, you'll sew that 1/4 inch. I would do a little bit more of a scant 1/4 inch again, like we've done in the past. You'll open those up by finger pressing them out, because you don't want to iron out your lines here. And then you'll do the same on either side. Then you'll take this and you're going to be trimming that to 4.5 inch square. Now with this one, it's important that if it's not a 4.5 inch square, maybe you're a little too small, that you rip it out and try again. Don't want to frustrate, but it's important to do that scant 1/4 inch, finger pressing out as best you can, and then you're going to be sewing those either side, and then you're going to be trimming that up to 4.5 inches. There's not much to trim, so be aware of that. Don't think you've done something wrong if there's not much to trim. Those are going to be done. You'll do 4 of those, and you can see where the placement is on each one of them. Then for these 2 guys, for your C and your D, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to be taking each one of those pieces, sewing them together with your 1/4 inch, and then you're going to iron those seams open, and then you're trimming that to 4.5 inches as well. So each one of these will be 4.5 inches, and then you're going to assemble row by row, and you can press to the left, to the right, to the left, and then you're going to assemble those rows, and you can iron that open on each one, and then you should have your 13.5 inch square.
12.5
12
inches.
and a half? Excuse me. I'm telling you guys, it's been one of those days, but I'm just wanting to share with you that we are here to help you along the way. We have the instructions, you have them right in front of you, but you can always call us at 269-383-1790.